Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Don Thomas Stadium in Exeter Township, Pennsylvania. It's Reading Raptors football presented by the Flagship Network. Tonight, the Reading Raptors will play their final home game here in 2025, at least in the regular season, as they take on the Cumberland County Bullies. That's a heck of a name. Let's welcome everyone in the broadcast booth there behind the scenes, Brandon and the squad. Max Gretzula, Joe Mays, Bruce Badgley. Final broadcast here in 2025 for the Raptors. Let's try to make it a good one. And the Raptors will try to make it a good one as well, and trying to improve on a 500 record overall and go 4-4 in the regular season.
Yeah, we're looking to put a winning streak together after dropping 4 in a row. The Raptors won in the big way last week, Max, 79-0. Looking to continue that trend here tonight.
Yeah, and, this is a team that is going to play in the postseason. So really interested to see, how Coach Mo goes about, this game. Yeah. Obviously, they want to win, but I think, offensive coordinator Ian Cooper is going to maybe do a little testing with some different types of combinations and some different plays just to see what he's got up his sleeve when we get to the postseason.
No question about it. And we had head coach last week, now back to offensive coordinator this week, Ian Cooper, in the booth after the win a week ago. And he had a lot to say, a lot of what you just mentioned, Bruce, trying new things in and out of the lineup as far as players goes. Stuck with Tanner White, obviously, a week ago as well. And there's one man that we can continue to harp on as the season goes on, and that's Alexander Gooden.
Yeah, Alex Gooden, again, he is wearing number 18 again this evening. Last week, first time wearing that number. Worked out pretty well for him. 4 rushing touchdowns against the Mid-Penn Knights, and that is an NEAFL record for rushing touchdowns in a game. Look for Alex Gooden to once again be a big part of the offensive game plan from Coach Cooper and head coach Mo.
Well, Bruce, we're happy to have you back this week as we round out the regular season. Before we send it to break, though, Joe, let's shout out our sponsors.
Yeah, today's game is presented by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, TJ Suds and Shine Mobile Wash, Kemp Disposal Company, Sly Fox Tavern, Vicky's Kitchen, Valvoline, Darkside Vinyl Graphics, Philadelphia Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg, and Mike Baker, Social Media Marketing.
We will have kickoff from Don Thomas Stadium right after this. Stay with us.
Service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bullies and the Raptors doing battle here this afternoon, May 3rd, 2025. Beautiful weather, a little hot for some, but not so much for others. Depends on how you are and who you are as a person. But we're going to have some fun today, Bruce. The Raptors, for some reason, decided to wear all black in this 82-degree weather. So we'll see if that plays a factor as far as cramping goes.
Yeah, and the Bullies, defending champs there, are a little bit shorthanded out there. That was one of the things that I was talking to the coaching staff before the game is, and it's pretty hot out here. And, how many guys, might have a little swooning effect with this hot weather?
Raptors won the toss. They deferred until the second half. So the Bullies will get the ball to start, and Aponic will be on to kick off as we open this first quarter. Again, the last regular season game of 2025 for the Raptors. They have officially made the playoffs with a current record of 3-4, looking to make it 4-4 overall heading into the playoffs a couple weeks from tonight. We're underway here at Don Thomas Stadium. And we'll see. The return game, Joe, we mentioned last week was a struggle as far as the coverage goes for the Raptors. Pretty solid coverage there on that kickoff.
Yeah,
yes.
Much better start on special teams this week than what we saw last week, Bruce.
Well, special teams, obviously in these games, very, very important with the limited practice time and what have you. It is, we've seen so many of these games come down to 1 point or one possession.
Right.
Special teams is typically going to be what puts you over the top.
Well, it looks like we're going to line up and do it again. So the Raptors are going to be tested a second time here as far as the kickoff coverage goes. Pretty solid on the kickoff the first go-around. Didn't see a penalty marker.
Yeah, I did not either.
Regardless, if you're watching, just pretend that the first kickoff never happened. We'll go from there.
Get a mulligan here.
Aponic very frustrated with himself last week post-game, probably the only Raptor who was frustrated after he missed multiple extra point attempts in that one. Everett on the return, and he brings it out to about the 26, maybe the 27-yard line, and that's about where he had it the first time. And officially now we will set up shop as far as the Bullies go, that is, at the 27-yard line. So first return wiped away at the 25, and now the second return goes up to the 27.
So let's see if this, vaunted Reading Raptors
First down.
Can start to make some penetration early on. I think that's going to be important to kind of disrupt this Bullies offense very early in this game.
Torrey Clark, the quarterback for the Bullies, takes the snap and hands off on the first play from scrimmage, and there's not much going on that first and 10 opportunity.
There's
Kenzie
that disruption
Williams,
I talked
the
about.
tailback.
There.
It's going to be a 5-yard loss on the first down carry. It's going to bring up a second down and 15. So Clark, he's got some athleticism to his game, and we'll see if he takes off and runs. That's number 17 in the white jersey. And his tailback, Kenzie Williams, who is a running back, also plays a little bit of defensive back as well on defense. We expect him to get fed a good amount here tonight as well. High snap, and it's a pretty solid rushing attempt to the far sideline. Clark able to try to make something of nothing. And it's going to bring up a third down and long.
Yeah, the down and distance that Reading has just really eaten up opponents on all year with that defensive rush there, Joe, and their ability to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, we've been talking about him now for a month. The defensive line, the heart of the Raptors defense, Falby, Washington, linebacker Burgess, and even the safety, Karan Williams, had a big week last week. I expect to see more from him, and he is not afraid to come up and make a hit and support in the run game.
Brandon Foss jogs onto the field, number 44 on defense for the Raptors on this third down and 14. Clark takes the snap, and a little bit of a trick play here on the end around. And the Raptors aren't fooled.
Carlton Lawrence there on the little trickeration. And see, I like that. I mean, I like the fact that, they're kind of going to the bottom of the playbook early and that. But I always talk about how I think misdirection, just an underrated part of an offense and their ability to open up holes on the plays that they really like to run.
Yeah, no question about it. Have to play to your strengths, and that's what we see the Bullies doing at least on the opening possession of this game. But you got to credit the Raptors defense, and we talked about it obviously with offensive coordinator Ian Cooper last week about how important the defense has been this year, Joe, and it really has been solid on all three levels. The defensive backs, you have Truesdale, obviously, Karan Williams last week as well. Burgess has been a monster, and Daxton Washington off the edge too. So it's been a collective effort defensively. Here comes the punt by the Bullies. And there's a penalty marker down, and it is a high arcer. It takes a bounce around the 41, trickling still, and it's fielded there at the 48-yard line.
Looked like Redding was offside there, Joe.
I'm not sure. I think actually the snap didn't happen when they wanted it to, so it depends if they determined did Redding move before the Cumberland County guys did. I think the snap was a bit delayed.
Offside
that
defense.
play into the hands of Cumberland County.
Well, it looks like the defense is going to stay out on the field here.
Offsides. Defense.
Offsides.
5 yards, re-kick.
It was on Redding.
So the hesitation by the center to snap the ball drew Redding off sides, and we'll do it again.
That makes it a little interesting here. Are they going to go for it now? No, it looks like they're back in punt formation.
There comes the punt yet again. This one's a little bit better, to say the least. But it takes a Raptors punt. And the ball's loose. It's going to be officially marked at the 48-yard line. And we will send it down to David Patterson on the sideline. He's got some news for us.
Thomas Perez.
Hey, what's going on? David Patterson here, your buddy from New York. Man, look, I am excited to be here. I even got my Raptors gear. Talking to the coaches in pregame, the offensive line. That's the thing to look at today. Their young offensive line, getting their feet together. They're working on three-point stances. And with a team that's a little bit light on the other side, take a look for them to wear them down up front.
I appreciate that, David. And we'll see what the Raptors can do now on their first offensive possession of the game. Tanner White had a solid week at the quarterback position just 7 days ago, and he slings one out. Again, getting that ball out quickly has been one of the strengths for Tanner White and head coach Ian Cooper, and it's a good pickup there by Smythe on 1st and 10.
Sling is the appropriate word. He almost threw that underhand out to the sideline there to get it out quickly, but that's the play design. Get it out quickly, let the receiver pick his hole.
It's going to be a pickup of about 19 yards for number 81. It's going to bring up a 1st down and 10 as the Raptors move the chains. Gooden to the left of White. White takes the snap and hands to Gooden. Gooden very aggressive on the ground, and for obvious reasons. He's been a monster all season long. Spins his way just shy of the 10-yard line. And it's going to move the chains yet again. Back-to-back 1st downs for the Raptors.
He is just unstoppable when he gets a head of steam going. And good blocking to get him to the outside and just kind of picked his way into the secondary.
Timeout on the field. We'll take our first break of the game. Come right back after this 1st and 10 Raptors. Out of a timeout, Tanner White in the shotgun again. Gooden to his left. Gooden gets the carry yet again. Finds a hole up the gut. Makes another cut. And I didn't hear a whistle. Now I do.
No, I think he's down.
I think they're calling him. No, they're calling him down. Yeah.
Looks like ball's going to be marked at the 3.5-yard line. So Gooden, another healthy carry. It's going to bring up second down and goal. Or second down and 2, I should say, actually. Excuse me. Maybe he can pick up a couple here. Ball's dropped. White able to save it. And right place, right time for Tanner White.
Yeah, looks like he fumbled the football on the fake. They were faking it to Gooden. Looks like he was going to do a quick toss to the outside, but dropped the ball. Going to be third down now and goal. I think this is an important drive for Reading to get 6.
Yeah, no question about it, especially having the ball to start this drive in the Bullies' territory. It's going to be third down and 6. So technically still an opportunity for a first down on this drive if they get to the 2. White scrambling, still scrambling, fires, and it's batted down. So the Bullies make a stand. And it's going to bring up a fourth down and 6. We'll see what the Raptors elect to do. Are they going to keep the offense on the field or try a field goal? I know Aponic hasn't been strong at the kicking spot over the last few weeks, and it looks like he remains on the sideline. So the Raptors will go for it on fourth down.
Well, I think when you have that strong defense like that, makes a lot of sense. If you have any kind of issues with the kicker, you go for it.
You're more willing to take those chances deep inside opponent territory because you know your defense. You can rely on them.
So the Raptors trying to avoid bogging down in the red zone. White, hands off. Gooden. No one's in front of him. He barges his way into the end zone for a Raptors touchdown.
When Carlton Lawrence for the Bullies, he saw Gooden coming and he just got down basically. But
low man wins, not that time, however. And the Raptors go up 6-0 pending the extra point. Brooklyn Wells, by the way, Joe. Not to cut you off. Brooklyn Wells giving Aponic a little pep talk as he takes the field for the extra point.
Yeah, you mentioned he struggled a little bit last week kicking extra points. There was a stiff wind going on, but we got to see those extra points be made. We saw some shuffling here along the offensive line because of some injuries to the Raptors over the last few weeks. Brandon Foss, who plays a lot defensively, wears number 44. He was in at right tackle on that drive and just ran out there to get on the field goal unit.
Kick for Aponic is up and good, and the Raptors lead 7-0 here in the first quarter. We'll step aside and be right back after this. Out of a timeout, Raptors lead 7-0. Aponic set to kick off, and the Raptors trying to take this momentum that they've built on offense and turn it into another solid possession on the defensive side of things, and that's what they've done over the last 2 possessions, both offensively and defensively, and try to be consistent. That's what head coach, Coach Mo, I should say, and obviously Ian Cooper as Everett fields the kickoff at the 5. Talked about consistency, and that's something he wants to see throughout the rest of this season. Everett working laterally, and he's finally gang tackled around the 15-yard line. Penalty marker flies, however, so we'll check the flag.
But you talked about that's what the coverage team wants to have that guy do is run laterally. Good job by the Raptors coverage unit there. And Aponic, I mean, off to a good start. You know, kickers are It's so much of a head game. You know, he's got his confidence out there, and that's important for the Raptors.
Referees are still in discussion here about the penalty. Ball has not been marked yet, but it looks like it's going to move 10 yards back. So it's a 10-yard penalty again, or excuse me, a 5-yard penalty, my apologies. So 5 yards back after the kickoff. And the ball now is officially marked at, I believe it looks like the 9. So from the 14 to the 9, and now the Bullies will start this possession deep in their own territory. Nice defensive play by the Raptors. Karan Williams, the first man there. And it's a sack for the Raptors defense.
And again, I mean, it just feeds into that Reading defense. I mean, just penetration, totally disrupting that offensive flow, and now 2nd and long for the Bullies.
A 4-yard loss. Ball now marked at the 5-yard line. 2nd down and 14, and that's back-to-back possessions offensively for the Bullies that have gone backwards to start. Another read option. Pretty healthy pickup there on 2nd down as Kenzie Williams has his 2nd carry of the game. This one goes for a nice chunk yardage.
Yeah, it looks like number 1, Colton Lawrence in there, quarterback for the Bullies.
It's an 11-yard pickup for Williams. Brings up a 3rd down and 3. Biggest play of the game, early stages still of this first quarter for the Raptors. And they're hoping to get off the field here with another 3 and out. Carlton Lawrence now in at the quarterback spot. Takes the snap, hands to Williams, and he's got nowhere to go. Brought down immediately in the backfield, Burgess, the first man on the stop from the linebacker position.
Boy, again, really good penetration. I mean, that Reading defensive line basically moved the line of scrimmage into the Bullies' backfield there, and now it looks like they're going to be punting. Nice crowd on hand today. Late arriving?
I'd say so.
It is Raptors alumni night. So we
okay.
Make sure we capitalize and recognize past Raptors players.
You know, it is a storied franchise. This is the first year in 11-man football, though, for the Raptors. 8-man team that's moved up into the big NEAFL.
So Clark, who started this game at the quarterback spot, is now in there to block on this punt, and it looks to be a fake, and that is not going to work.
Oh, my God.
I'm not sure that was a design
Curtis
fake. I
Reese.
think he maybe just didn't have the handle on the ball, decided to roll out and see what he could do, but it wasn't going anywhere no matter what.
Well, good job by the Raptors staying with that, and now, oh, my gosh, they're going to get the ball on the Bullies' 2-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Alexander Gooden had 4 rushing touchdowns last week. He may, I don't want to speak too soon, but I am going to anyway. I mean, he might have 2 in the opening quarter here. Karan Williams, got to give him credit there with a sack on that possession. Burgess stuffing the run from the linebacker spot. I mean, the whole defensive line has been playing well so far here in the first quarter. Gooden gets the carry. He's up the gut, and he's into the end zone for the Raptors touchdown. And with 5:51 to go in the first quarter, Alexander Gooden has 2 rushing touchdowns already in this one.
Yeah, and I really like how Coach Cooper is, you know, in these short yardage sets, he's really spreading the field wide to, you know, limit the amount of guys in the box to give Gooden the best opportunity for success.
Gooden's been fun to watch all season long. He's a freak athlete, and he's fun to have on your team. and he's not fun to play against. And players like that, especially in this league, are hard to come by with his skill set. He's in the hold on this possession as well, Bruce. Aponic's kick is up, and it's no good. Wide left.
Missed that one, but yeah, I tell you what, and Gooden is just a great guy. I mean, he's very easy to talk to and really keeps this game in perspective, and coaches high school football as well.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy. Got to interview him last week with Joe, and just a true leader, great character as well. And you mentioned it, as a player still involved in the game and as a coach as well, so it's cool to see both sides of the football from that cliche perspective.
13-0 lead for Reading halfway through the first quarter. They have seemed to have built on their performance last week. All the players and Coach Cooper talked with us about confidence, and they seem to have it. We want to remind everyone today's game is presented by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, TJ's Suds and Shine Mobile Wash, Kemp Disposal Company, Sly Fox Tavern, Vicky's Kitchen, Valvoline, Darkside Vinyl Graphics, Philadelphia Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg, and Mike Baker Social Media Marketing.
Aponic set to kick off yet again here in the first quarter. This one's a pretty solid kick. Takes a friendly bounce and gets into the hands of Everett at the 2-yard line. A little trickeration here on the give and go. Lawrence now with the football, and he's hammered out of bounds shy of the 25-yard line.
Big tackle by Zamir Johnson. Raptors didn't seem to be fooled by that reverse given to Taylor from Everett. The Bullies set up for their third offensive possession, looking for some positive yardage this time.
Yeah, and I think that the Bullies have to kind of take a cue from right there, and that I think they're going to need some misdirection. Clearly, man-on-man, they're having a difficult time with this Reading defensive line. So they're going to have to try and use the speed and penetration against them, but I think throwing some trickeration out there and get them over pursuing.
Lawrence still in at the quarterback spot. Kenzie Williams to his right. Clark to his left. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Throws one out. And it's a short opportunity. It's going to go incomplete.
Was looking for Zach Douglas, his running back. Slightly overthrown.
Yeah, he was there, but he had to alter the pass because of the rush there. The defender was right in his face, got his hands up. He kind of had to shot put the ball over him, and it was incomplete.
Taking a look at the sideline here, you have offensive coordinator Ian Cooper with his quarterback and a couple other big-time offensive pieces. They're drawing something up there in the huddle, so we'll see. Lawrence on the run. Spins away from one defender, and he's tackled at the 25.
Talking to the Bullies coaching staff before the game, we were talking about the fact that these games, there's one play that usually the game will go one way or another. And you never know when that bolt of lightning is going to hit a team. And, it's hit Reading a couple times. It's hit the Bullies a couple times this year. I'm interested to see how Reading can keep the Bullies, in check.
13-0 to score. Late stages of the first quarter. Hopefully the Lightning stays away from the football field in general today. Bruce, how about that? With rain expected here in the Reading area later tonight. Same type of formation yet again, and it's a false start. And it's Bryce Bartley, jumping at the top of your screen at the wide receiver position. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long. And we'll send things down to David Patterson. We'll see what he's got for us with another report.
Hey, welcome back here. David Patterson on the field. Raptors defense has been the story so far. It's just 3 and out after 3 and out. They have absolutely shut the lights out. On the offensive side of the ball, Gooden doing what he's doing. He's got 2 already. Offensive line is performing. Let's check it out.
Lawrence back to pass, avoids the pressure. Scrambles now to his left. He's going to run to the 20, cuts it back upfield to the 25, and he's hammered from behind. Burgess, he's a unit.
Brian Sutton coming in from behind, taking down the quarterback. That's what has worked the best for the Bullies is almost a play breakdown and allowing Lawrence to scramble and show his athletic ability. Gets him into a fourth and 3, 4th and 4 now.
Yeah, let's see if the Bullies don't go for this. A lot of time in the huddle there. They got to get moving. Wow, they must be spelling out the play. I mean
4th and 3. Williams fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. Williams took a shot in the backfield. Man, he's slow to get up. Excuse me, that's not Williams. Williams was out in the flat on that play.
Yeah, I think
that was number 6,
quarter.
Bruce Williams.
So you were right.
In a way. Regardless, the turnover on downs, and the Raptors will go back to work on offense. I tell you what, never fun as a broadcaster when you have 4 different quarterbacks in the first quarter.
Well, just kind of shows you a little bit, about the situation that the Bullies are in, that they're obviously looking for a solution to this Reading defense.
White gets it out quickly. It's Roberson. He's got nobody in front of him. He's going to go to distance. Touchdown, Reading yet again. 20-0, your score in the first quarter, pending the extra point.
And that's the MO that Coach Cooper has been using to perfection here, is these quick kind of bubble screens where he's got a couple of blockers already out there with receivers, and then the man who catches the ball basically can pick and choose what hole, and in that case, it led to a touchdown.
19-0, pending the extra point. My apologies. So Opanik's going to come on and try to put one through the uprights here on the extra point. His third opportunity at an extra point here tonight. So far, he's 1 for 2. All right, we'll send things to break. 20-0, your score. We'll be back after this with 2:27 to play. Out of a timeout, back at Don Thomas Stadium, 20-0. The Raptors lead. Everett fields yet another kickoff. He's busy here in the first quarter, and he's making a couple of men miss on this opportunity, and finally meets a wall at the 21-yard line. Sounding like a broken record at this point, Bruce, but Opanik's got plenty of opportunity to use that right leg so far in this game.
Yeah, he sure has. Reading has just looked good in every facet of the game thus far. Special teams, offensively, defensively, I mean, they are just ruling the line of scrimmage. In fact, they're just moving the line of scrimmage back into the Bullies' backfield just about on every play.
First down and 10 from the 21-yard line.
I have the Bullies at net positive 3 yards so far in the first quarter. So the Raptors defense has come to play yet again.
Where are you at on the field for? I can't see where you're at. Just show me the field. He's on the 40-yard line. He's on the 40, to the right side 40. Okay, copy that. 31.
Yeah, looks like we got a timeout on the field there.
2 Iris up. Yeah,
All right, timeout on the field. 2:02 to play. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Out of a timeout. First down and 10.
So I'm just going to be incognito.
I can hear his mic.
And there's a penalty marker down on the field.
another penalty marker. One is right at it. One's hot. Oh, it's a wave off. It's a wave off. Okay. Ready 2, take 2. 1 reset. Quick. Ready 2. Ready 1. Take 1.
Refs wave the penalty off. Lawrence has the ball snapped over his head, and he's able to secure it, but not before he loses about 8 yards on the play. We're going to send things down to David Patterson for another update on the sideline.
Oh, so I'm here on the sideline. As a former coach, I know that coach doesn't like in-game interviews, so I'm here with Stephen Alexi. We're incognito right now. Offensive line, left side, doing the thing today, right?
Yeah, doing well. I mean, like I said, the holes are open up really well for, Alex. He's running. He had a touchdown and then a bubble screen that we had over here recently. I was trying to find a blocker, but, our receivers are really fast. I mean, they can just get out there. Our receivers blocking well. O-line's blocking really well.
How much of the rest of this game is about just getting everything right for the playoffs, you think?
It's good to start hot right now. The playoffs, like I said, Coach Mo has been telling us, we need to win. It's win or go home at this point. We need to win this game really badly and go into playoffs starting really hot. And like I said, we're coming for a revenge tour game in the playoffs if we get there.
Nice. Make sure you get one of these pretzels also, man, after the game. They're amazing.
Running the ball.
I'll tell you what, it feels like we're in the XFL over here. It's pretty cool.
In-game player interviews. I love it.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter. And after the interview and everything we've seen down the sidelines here today, I can confirm the Bullies are still struggling offensively. They're working backwards here, third and forever.
Well, again, I mean, this Reading defensive line is just been overpowering in this game.
Third and 22 to be exact.
See if they don't blitz on this one, too.
Lawrence takes the snap. This time it's clean. Scrambles out to his left. He's got some running room. Across the 20, now the 25, cuts it back upfield and drops down at the 32-yard line. That's going to be right around a first down.
If he doesn't slip, he's got that first down.
Hands down. Hands down. All right, we'll go to break. End of the first quarter here at Don Thomas Stadium. We will see if Lawrence got the first down after this timeout. Starts now at Don Thomas Stadium. We flip ends of the field. And it's a first down and 10 after the officials came together. So you got to give Lawrence a ton of credit there. Scrambling on 3rd and 22. Bruce, finally a good chunk play for the Bullies, and they earn themselves a first down.
Well, that's what I talk about, that lightning bolt that hits every now and then. And in that particular case, that great scramble on a broken play gives them a first down. Now let's see if, Reading can kind of, recover from that.
A little bit of cloud cover now here in Exeter, Pennsylvania. So the Bullies' drive continues. They were inside of their own 10-yard line at one point on this drive, now have the ball marked at the 32.
I think Clark's in there at quarterback now for the Bullies.
Clark now in at the quarterback spot. Takes the snap, pumps, and he's hit from behind. Another great defensive play by Burgess from the linebacker spot.
Yeah, I just swim move to the inside and almost unabated to the quarterback. Clark
that
really
was
didn't have a chance
that was
to
Wilkerson.
get
My
outside.
apologies.
No, I thought it was Burgess, too. I thought I was seeing the 8, but no, that was number 5, Yogi Wilkerson Jr. Great play, bringing him down, 5-yard sack. Raptors defense getting after it once again.
So you have Karan Williams with a sack, Wilkerson with a sack as well. Burgess has one. They're starting to pile up now for the Raptors.
A lot of hands on knees for the Bullies over there.
I believe they're running this game with only 15, 16 guys, so a lot playing the whole game.
Clark takes the snap, finds a hole. It's a big one. He barges through a defender, and that's a man's truck right there as Clark works his way to the 40-yard line. All of a sudden, Bullies playing with some mojo.
Yeah, don't tell them that they're tired or that they're down 20-0. They're playing all out here. I mean, and that collision just witness to that.
Clark remains in at the quarterback spot. 3rd down and 1. Oh, PA announcer and I disagree. Clark, hands off. It's Williams. He maneuvers through a couple of bodies, and that's going to be good enough for a Bullies first down.
Yeah, I tell you what, there is some really good hitting going on out there. These guys are playing for, they play for themselves, obviously, out here. This is, semi-pro, but there's some real hitting going on that offensive and defensive lines.
Man, my guy Badgley up in the broadcast booth knows everyone. Timeout on the field. 12:30 to play in the second quarter. Raptors lead 20-0. Back here out of a timeout. Clark I'll tell you what, if he was wearing a watch that counted all of his steps today, it's probably going to be a lot. Hand off to the far sideline. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, Lawrence gave it to number 12, Bryce Bartley. Attempt on the quick outside run, but the Raptors were all over that one.
It's Bartley's second touch of the game. That's a heck of a name, Bryce Bartley.
I like it. It rolls off the tongue.
A good football
good
name. Bartley's the only one really with a clean jersey.
That's true. Lawrence back to pass, has a clean pocket. And now he doesn't, as he's swallowed by 3 black jerseys. I tell you what, Raptors defensive line playing with some pressure, playing with some swagger.
Yeah, that's Falby, Capobianco, and Foss. All
Pushing and shoving
backfield.
after the play's over. How about that? Looks like the fault's in there.
I think it was a great job, too, by that Reading secondary. I mean, they really had those guys
What do you think, a coverage
blanketed.
sack there, Bruce?
I would say coverage sack, sure.
I would like some clarification of the rules of whether a player can wear a number or a letter on their jersey. That is player X down there for the Bullies.
Player X, player Y.
So X factor coming into play.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. You know how you go to a game, you know the cliche, you know you see something new every day.
New, yeah.
That's something new. I've never seen that.
I got to believe that that's a number that's just been kind of crimped together.
It's not, Brace. I thought the same thing. I thought it was a number that was overlapped, but if you see it on the monitor here, it is definitely the letter X.
Well, stop me if you heard this before. It's 3rd down and 21. Lawrence takes the snap, back to pass, fires a wobbler into no man's land. It's intercepted. No, it's not. It's dropped by Truesdale.
He knows it, too.
Truesdale got too excited.
He wanted to get off the field so fast after he dropped that he took his helmet off and just sprinted to the sideline. Oh, my.
Wow.
That was a gift.
I know he's frustrated with himself, but when the ball's coming and it feels like it's hanging there for 10 years.
He's doing the push-ups.
Hard.
He's punishing himself. He knows. He dropped a surefire interception. Wanted to do something more with it. You know, last week the Raptors had 8 takeaways. Truesdale had one there. Couldn't reel it in.
Well, on a positive note, however, for the Raptors, it's now 4th down and 21.
When they're going for it.
Lawrence takes the snap on 4th and 21. What do you draw up in the playbook? I'm not too sure. It's floated into no man's land and incomplete. Bullies turn it over. And not only have they done that a few times today, guys, but they're doing it in a dangerous area. Let's send it down to David Patterson yet again. What's he got going on down there?
It's me, Bryn. I'm in the go-kart, and I have it at my dad's house.
And his dad is number 7, who's having a heck of a game today, man. Everything is going really well today. Where are we eating after the game?
We are eating pretzels, and this guy's eating pretzels.
It is a pretzel type of day here. You heard it first. Bullies having a hard time keeping their offense on the field. They need to get stronger in the punt game. That's pretty much going to be it for today.
Charlie Maddox into the game for the first time today. He finds Smythe, and it goes incomplete. Bartley in there on the coverage.
He had that there, but actually, nice closing there by number 12 for the Bullies, Bryce Bartley.
Just said his name on offense. I told you, these guys are all over the place.
Well, I tell you what, when I jumped in here as a part of the B&B team, I thought I had the dream job, but it looks like Mr. Patterson down there might have the dream job, interviewing a couple of youngsters as well as eating some soft pretzels. I'm looking at him right now. He's eating the soft pretzel on the sidelines.
Well, you know, we heard from Brooklyn Wells' kid there enjoying Philly Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg with Mr. Patterson. Just a great time down there on the field.
Look out. Gooden still on his feet, spins his way down, and finally tackled at the 20-yard line. And Charlie Maddox threw a dart out there to Smythe on the first opportunity he got today. It went incomplete, but it was a solid ball. And now hands off to Gooden on his next opportunity. So, hey, we'll see what Charlie Maddox can bring to the team. Head coach Ian Cooper wants consistency, and it really doesn't matter who's out on the football field as long as they show it. And Maddox now will get his opportunity. Was banged up a little bit last week, Joe. I know head coach Mo and offensive coordinator Ian Cooper, they both mentioned how they didn't want to risk it. Why not, right? If your quarterback's not 100% healthy, you don't want to send him out there a couple weeks before the playoffs start.
Yeah, and Tanner White had a great game last week, got off to a fast start here tonight, but it's nice to see Charlie Maddox get an opportunity here, see what he can do on this Raptors offensive possession.
Well, it's pretty easy when you hand the ball to number 18. He cuts it upfield, makes a couple more moves, maneuvering past bodies to the 5, to the 2, to the 1, and he's down at the inch mark.
That double wide set that Reading is running out of is just been deadly tonight. For good and running the football especially. But I like the way how it's spreading out that Bully defense. Mano-a-mano, and Reading's taking advantage of it all night long.
All right, what do you guys think? If you're the offensive coordinator here, what's the game plan?
Give it to Gooden.
Yeah.
Smart man. I know I can count on you, Maze.
Give it to Gooden, get number 3 of the first half. Maybe he can break his own record he just set last week.
Unbelievable.
I might even let you take it live because he's going to run it in. It's going to be the running back.
Maddox in the gun, takes the snap. He's going to throw one out, sling one to Smythe. No one's near him. He gallops into the end zone.
I'll tell you what, Ian Cooper breaking some tendencies here. I'll tell you, he's putting a lot of stuff out there. He's trying a lot of things. And right there, Charlie Maddox delivers.
The whole stadium thought that ball was going to number 18, and Smythe now is the one who gets credit with the touchdown. Great play there, drawn up by offensive coordinator Ian Cooper. Great pass, great catch, great touchdown, great execution. Aponic on for the extra point. 26-0 your score. And it's great to see the Raptors start to build some momentum over the last few weeks as they near the playoffs.
And you said it apropos there, Max. This is a completely different team out there right now than what we saw when they were playing against some of the top flight competition in the league and really taking them down to a final play. I'll tell you, the Raptors really are gaining some momentum, and it is a completely different season, obviously in the postseason.
27-0 your score, 6:40 to play in the second quarter. We'll send it to break and be back after this. Back here out of a timeout, 27-0 your score. Everett set to return, Aponic set to kick off, and the ball's in the air. Pretty solid kick that time from Aponic. Bounces into the hands of Everett at the 7. He's got some space to work with. Maneuvers his way past the 25-yard line and hit hard at the 27. And that's where the drive will start for the Bullies. It's never fun when you look across the sideline at your opponent with a full set of, I guess the best way to put it is a depth chart, right? And then you look across the other way and you see no bodies on the sideline for the Bullies.
Got one standing next to the coach, 2 others over there dressed, and another not dressed. So they really are low on numbers. Feel for the Bullies here in a little bit. Probably one of the hotter games that we've had this season. Thankful for the cloud cover, I'm sure.
100% agree. As somebody that sweats profusely, Bruce knows this. It's good to have some cloud cover.
Yes, it is. Cloud cover, always beneficial. for football anyway on an afternoon.
Lawrence will be in at the quarterback spot, and it's been a merry-go-round cycle at that position for the Bullies so far, Bruce.
Yeah, trying to get some semblance of an offense put together here, but really difficult with that Reading defensive line living in your backfield.
Williams made a couple of men miss originally, but just too many bodies there. And we'll send it down to the sidelines with David Patterson with Smythe.
Hey, so I'm here with Messiah Smith, who caught that touchdown. What I noticed in pregame, quarterbacks, both number 12 and number 9, with the sidearm delivery on these bubble plays, the little screen plays. How'd that get so open for you?
Originally it was a run play. Our quarterback made the check. He seen the linebacker blitzing up the side, and it was just there to line HUD up. It was a touchdown.
Yeah, so they absolutely backed off on the coverage on the slot, and that's what opened it up. That sidearm delivery, is that a little unique considering the quarterbacks that you've had in the past?
It is unique. When I was in college, I had a few quarterbacks that was like that too with that style as well. So I'm familiar with it. And the quarterbacks execute it. We just got to keep executing through the rest of the game, and we'll come down with the W.
Now, for playoffs, it'll look like it'll either be the Wolf Pack or the unit, depending on how the Panthers finish out. How important is the pass game going to be if you play one of those teams?
There's nothing at all. As long as we execute and do what we have to do, it should be no worry. We're going to come out on top. That's for sure.
Awesome. Good luck the rest of the way, sir.
Honestly, pretty good knowledge there and insight, I guess is a better word to put it, with the coverage there, what Smythe saw, how the play was executed. It's interesting to see, obviously the D-back and linebacker had that little bit of a miscommunication there, because when Smythe caught that ball at the 5-yard line off the screen, there really was nobody in front of him. He could have ran for days.
Yeah, he could have.
So Lawrence hit Elsie on that completion. I question whether he was actually in bounds. It was on the Cumberland County sideline, and they gave it to him. I told you. See, the PA announcer knows what's going on.
Ron Walker with the catch. The PA announcer does know what's going on.
That's our buddy Dave Berman.
10 means X. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, I mean, if you're familiar with your Roman numerals,
I'm not a Roman numeral guy there, Bruce. Williams on the carry. Makes a couple of bodies hit the deck, and I tell you what, it's a pretty solid carry there by Williams. A little shy of the first down marker, but it looks like the rushing attack, I should say, is starting to pick up a little bit, both at the quarterback spot and the running back spot as well.
They're not giving an inch. These Bullies are out here to, as long as that clock's moving and the ball's down there, these guys are playing.
Raptors called timeout. Trying to catch their breath here. 28-0 your score with 2:36 and counting to play here in the second quarter.
Today's game is presented by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, TJ Suds and Shine Mobile Wash, Kemp Disposal Company, Sly Fox Tavern, Vicky's Kitchen, Valvoline, Darkside Vinyl Graphics, Philadelphia Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg, and Mike Baker Social Media Marketing.
Well, I don't want to say the Raptors are on their heels a little bit defensively, but definitely have given up a couple of chunk plays on this drive, obviously, and they're trying to catch their breath, get back to the fundamentals here on this drive.
So 3rd and short here. Looks like they're kind of lining up for just a sneak, quarterback sneak.
Yeah, not used to seeing either team really take a snap under center here so far today, but it is indeed a sneak, and I don't think he got it.
I don't think he got it either. That was the tush push minus the push.
I like it, Bruce.
So just the tush, huh?
Just the tush.
2 minutes to go until halftime. Raptors have pitched a shutout so far. in this first half. 4th down and inches.
Going to be interesting. Who wants it more?
Two-minute warning. 27-0. We'll step aside and come back after this. Out of a timeout. A couple players having a discussion with the referees around midfield. There's the head coaches out there as well, so obviously some disagreements, to put it politely.
Not sure if Cumberland County doesn't like the spot or if they don't like the way that last play was officiated. Not sure. Would love to hear the conversations going on right now. But I'm sure the Bullies are happy for that 2-minute warning break as they get ready for a crucial 4th and short at midfield, trying to get something to go their way before halftime.
Never fun when you have 0 points in the second quarter, and frustration now starting to mount clearly for the Bullies.
Well, they can thank that Reading defensive line for that goose egg up there. Reading has just dominated the line of scrimmage on both defensively and offensively here. Now they're, I guess the discussion was whether or not they were going to measure or not.
You could.
I don't think it's close.
It's not. Coach Mo signaling 4th down.
So it's indeed 4th down and inches when it's all said and done.
On white, so it's going to be 4th down and 15.
Whoa.
Well, we're going to be right down the line here, so it should be pretty easy.
Well, no, there's a personal foul.
Oh, I see that now.
My.
Now they have the ball marked all the way back at the 34-yard line. So, indeed, you're right, Joe. It's a personal foul penalty. It's going to be 4th down and 15.
They moved the yard markers, so.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's what confused some people. They took the yard markers out there to measure, and then when they brought them back, it sure as heck wasn't 4th and inches anymore when they brought it back to the sideline. Nevertheless, 2 minutes to go as Lawrence bobbles the snap. Runs away from the attack, still on his feet, fires, and it's
intercepted?
Incomplete.
No, incomplete.
As Arthur Perrone, veteran.
So the Bullies turn it over on downs.
Defensive back. Probably better for the Raptors that he didn't get both feet down and have possession. The Raptors get much better field position on the turnover.
Yeah, but kudos to Carlton Lawrence there. I mean, the guy's running for his life, and what is he doing? He's looking downfield for a receiver. I mean, did a great job trying to locate somebody on the dead run.
1:45 to play until halftime. The Raptors are trying to put even more points up on the board before the break.
Well, just actually, I think a perfect scenario for Coach Cooper and this Reading offense. They've got to work on a 2-minute, offense. This is a great opportunity, even up 27-0 to do that.
Especially when the ball is deep in Bullies territory at this point.
Charlie Maddox is out there. We'll have this series for the Raptors again. very interested on the reasoning behind some of the Raptors players wearing a whole bunch of red. I don't remember seeing that the first few home games. I wonder if there's any.
All right, guys, we got first down, first down.
They don't
Charlie
have enough.
Maddox still in there, quarterback.
I don't know if they have enough players on the field. I think they're calling it a game.
I think they just called the game.
I think the Bullies are done.
We still gotta do the interview here.
Looks like not enough players to overcome. I think the war of attrition.
Obviously, a lot of factors play into this, right? Where you talk about the limited bodies, talk about obviously some miscommunication, to put it nicely, coming out of that last time out, and obviously the score as well, 27-0 when you're down a lot of players. Try to be smart about it, not get your players hurt, and that's what we see here tonight. The final regular season game of the year. And for the Raptors, it ends on a high note here at Don Thomas Stadium in 2025. They finish the regular season with a record of 4-4, and we'll see what they do in the playoffs. You never know. It's kind of weird ending your last game before halftime.
Look, that was the discussion, quite honestly. When I only saw 15, 16 guys on the team, the first question I asked the coach, is this your whole team, when I was down doing the
what did he say to you?
He said, yeah. He said, no, we got a couple more guys coming. But, I brought that up about the fact that, you guys going to, with the hot weather and everything else, you guys get – and look, let's be real. These guys don't do this for a living.
Right.
I mean, this is just something that they do on the weekends here.
Sure.
But I had concerns coming into this game, and obviously those concerns came to fruition as the Bullies basically kind of threw in the towel.
They got bullied, didn't they?
Well, they have 53 players on their roster, but I believe there's only 17 was the total that I saw throughout the course of the game. So not even a third of the team was able to make it here this evening. Like you said, this is for the glory. This is for the sport. This is for fun. Unfortunately, more were unable to make it here to Reading this evening, and looks like they decided after the first half that we had to end it. We had to finish.
Well, things stay the same there, Joe. It looks like the Raptors will be on the road.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll get some clarity on playoff situation. But we do want to thank one last time for today's game being presented by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, TJ Suds and Shine Mobile Wash, Kemp Disposal Company, Sly Fox Tavern, Vicky's Kitchen, Valvoline, Dark Side Vinyl Graphics, Philadelphia Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg, and Mike Baker's Social Media Marketing.
Shout out to the fans who came out to support the Raptors in their final regular season game as well. It's been a fun couple weeks here as the weather turns to summer almost. It feels like it out here. And it's been, more importantly, a fun couple of weeks with the Raptors getting a couple wins as well. I know it started out pretty tough there. And you look back on the games we've done together, highs and lows, but you mentioned it, Bruce. The close games, the drop pass by Gooden a couple weeks ago that could have won them that game as well, that close battle. So we'll see. It's almost like the Raptors need to play a perfect football game if they want to come out as victors on the road in their first playoff game here in 2025.
Well, so much of this is a process, too. I talked about it a little bit during the broadcast. The fact that, Reading moved up from 8-man football. This has been an 8-man football team for years and years. It's basically like, a college team, going up and trying to play against the pros. And Reading has done a terrific job, not only, with their player development, but just changing the whole organization of the Reading Raptors to 11-man football, that's a big to-do. Now, I asked that question of a lot of the coaches and teams that have come in here, and it takes time. But I tell you what, I think Reading in their first year has done a great job.
Right there. Am I? Yeah.
Go. Tell him to go. Tell him to go.
Okay, David Patterson here with, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm here with like all of the Raptors. It was a little bit of a shortened day today. Not sure if there was a holiday planned or whatever, or guys get time and a half. Here with a familiar face, Alexander Gooden. How was your day today, sir?
It was good. You know, we come out here, we play football, wanted to play out here, be a little bit longer, but it is what it is. Had a good day.
Now, we are officially playoff bound, and in this thing we have 2 more games for one of the opponents to decide the 4 seed or the 3 seed. What do you guys have to do in order to get this type of result in the playoffs?
Got to finish. You know, we got to put work in on our bye week, luckily, for next week, get healthy, and then string together some good days of practices and things like that, and then come out here on playoff day, and we got to finish.
And the last question for everybody just say it at the same time. What's the best part about being a Raptor?
We here, family. We here.
You heard it here first. Raptor family. David Patterson signing off. Good to see y'all. Thank you for having me.
Everybody thought about that.
I have to appreciate and thank David Patterson for jumping on as a reporter here on the sidelines this afternoon as well. We'll have an interview coming up with a couple of special guests right after break. Stay with us, everyone.
What's going on, everybody? It's Marcus Pyers, wide receiver, tight end for the Reading Raptors. We're here today at the Philly Pretzel Factory with Amy. Amy's the owner and operator of the Philly Pretzel Factory here in Muhlenberg. Today we're doing a promotional style event, trying to get people to come buy some pretzels as well as get some game day tickets. And maybe Amy can kind of, explain to us what she means by that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are super excited to be partnering with the Reading Raptors this season to support the team and also support our fans by making it available or making an opportunity available for you to earn some free tickets and come to the games because you have a chance to win my shirt here. We will be throwing them into the field at every home game, and this could be yours.
So we're waiting for the little rivet bites, the pretzel bites, to come out of the oven, and we're going to take them over here, and we're going to break them apart, obviously because they stay together in the oven. So I have my little regular gloves on, since touch food and whatnot, but I was told I got to put my heat gloves on, so I got them on. We're going to wait for them to pop out, and we're going to break them apart. All right, here comes my man Daryl, super hot right here, bang! Push them out, let's go break them up. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And here are your 2 free passes to one of our home games.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. So we play on this upcoming Saturday is our home opener. There's going to be food trucks there. You know, the team's going to be, obviously we're going to be there. Should be a very eventful atmosphere. So hopefully we come to see you come out.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
2 free tickets to one of the upcoming games. And our friend Mark is here. We'll tell you all about it.
Welcome back to Don Thomas Stadium, everyone. Max Gretzula, Joe Mays, who was here. Now he's hanging out with some family members behind us. Bruce Badgley and a couple of special guests up here. Randy, first things first, appreciate you being here with your son, Caden, as well. First things first as well, I got to mention thanks for coming out, supporting the Raptors. I know it wasn't a full game, but they won. That's the most important thing. And we're here to talk about Athletes Institute and what you guys have brought here to the area. First, just talk about your idea, right?
Okay.
And where it started for you. I mean, from your younger years to where we are now, and you're going to open up a new spot and kind of just roll with it and have some fun.
All right, thank you. Well, I'm from Reading. You know, I'm 65. We grew up playing ball all throughout my life.
Yeah.
I helped out coach at Wilson for 5 years, and what I seen amiss was athleticism, more so than the caveman mentality of just jumping. I'm a football player. I'm a basketball player. So Avery Cole and I got together and decided to create a whole new program of understanding for athleticism, for success on the field as well as off the field. Meaning, whereas we have houses, we bring the kids in, come in, help clean out. We teach the kids it's about athleticism, not about just jumping up and down saying I'm a wide receiver, I'm a basketball player.
Right.
No, you have to improve your core strength in each and everything you do so that you bring the athleticism. And this is what I do with my son right here as well. And we're opening it up. We're having a grand opening block party at Adelphia Seafood Saturday, May 17th. From 10 to 2, we invite the whole community to come on out. It's going to be a block party. It's going to be all kinds of barbecue. Come on out and see this new scientifically proven method of athleticism, which puts all athletes in a better place.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Bruce, what do you want to add to that?
Well, the one thing, too, that you're not leaving behind here is the academic aspect of it as well. I mean, I've done some podcasts of my own self on, college recruiting and athletics. And the whole academic aspect, it's got to go hand in hand, right?
Absolutely. It has to. Because we have tutors in there that are coming. College students are going to be tutoring the kids. We have a media room that we're going to have in there. We have all kind of games with medals that's going to be going on Saturday. And all can come out and see and witness this new method of athleticism. And with our trainers, our coaches that are going to be there implementing it with kids live on the spot.
Talk to us a little bit about your son being a part of this with you. I mean, have you? What's the journey
it's been
been
a
like?
Father's dream.
Right, exactly.
I've been with him all these years at Wilson, and what it was my son when he first came to town. They said he couldn't be a running back, so he was a center. And a great man named Rodney Gillen, who holds all the records at Wilson. I want to throw that in there, Rodney. But anyway, told my son, you can be anything you want to be. So we all got our own thing together now, and they're all in my program. To whereas my son now is a running back. He's 163, biggest on the team, strongest on the team, the best on the team.
I love it.
You know what I mean? And we invite anyone to come out. He's going to be running this year against 60 and 70-pound other teammates. He 160. So it's going to be some Derrick Henry shit going on.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
He's almost
it's going to be, and it's all from athleticism. We owe a lot to Avery Cole. Avery Cole brought all of this athleticism in. He's been training for 12 years nonstop. You know what I mean? And so we got love for him. He's my partner and on this whole thing. So we're going to do this and bring this and introduce this to Reading, athleticism.
Awesome. Well, Saturday, May 17th, Bruce, be there.
I see that you got yoga as well. I mean, I've seen so much.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams taking yoga classes now. What are some of the benefits that, for these athletes to take a yoga class?
Well, I'm glad you asked. That is also for core strength, but more so injury prevention as well as in strength. People overlook that. If you look at Saquon Barkley this year, he was in yoga. Instead of just pounding away, you want to be flexible. You want to be able to stretch. You want to have a mentality of breathing and understanding that the core strength brings out the athleticism. It's not just pumping weights. It's not just saying I can run. It's the athleticism introduced into the core. And that's what it's all about.
That's amazing. May 17th, 10 to 2. Hope you guys come out and enjoy it. Randy, we appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Kaden, we appreciate you for being here as well.
Thank you.
You guys want to go out and support, have some fun, and ask questions.
We'll all be here. Eat a couple hamburgers.
There we go.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Enjoy it. Raptors win 27-0.
All right.
Back out here and be back after this.
All right. Good job, my man.
All right.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Welcome back to Don Thomas Stadium, everyone. Max Gretzilla, Bruce Badgley, another special guest in the booth. This is Avery with us, and Avery's been a man who kind of, as well as Randy and his son, obviously put all this together.
Yep.
So again, you, former Raptor, been in the community for a while. What's your vision in all this?
My vision is just helping athletes get to the top potential, helping them get to the next level, not just on the field but off the field as well. Giving them that opportunity that a lot of athletes don't get. You know, Randy said it himself. People just train sport specific. Well, we train athletic performance. We make them faster, stronger, more explosive. We give them the general idea that they can make it to the next level, but also we challenge the mind. You know what I mean? So when you learn how to sprint, it's not just, oh, I'm learning how to run. There's proper biomechanics that go into that to learn how to run faster. But not only that, too, we just want to educate the kids on proper ways of training. We want to make them better athletes on and off the field.
100%. Yeah, and they give them some confidence as well. That's the biggest thing, right? 100%. Bruce,
biggest thing I take out of this is, sorry, cut you guys off. The biggest thing is growth process, you know, getting them ready for the real world.
100%. Yeah. Hey, it's not easy. Somebody who's still
It isn't easy. I mean, we go way back, my man. I mean, my God, you know, seeing him at the Brooks Combines and all the training that he's done with athletes over the years, seeing our own selves at the gym, you know, and talking and stuff like that. I'm so happy for you and bringing this, you know, to Reading, because I know what you bring as, you know, I've seen you bring it day in, day out for years, pal.
Yes,
so I'm glad to see you bringing it to the rest of the county.
I appreciate it. I just, like I said, I just want to be able to get these athletes the opportunity to reach the top potential. I mean, you can name it. You know, Justice has been coming in for about 2 years now, and the kids increased strength tremendously. We saw it this past football season.
Yeah, is he in high school?
Sophomore this year, going to be a junior next year.
That's unbelievable.
You know,
yeah, Justice, one of the top running backs in the state of Pennsylvania.
And where's he go to school?
Wyoming High School.
Wow.
Yeah, first game of the season, Southern Columbia. What do you have, like 320 all-purpose yards? The kid works, and he's seen the biggest difference in the benefit from the program. He's felt like he's gotten a lot faster. He feels like he's gotten a lot stronger. The biggest thing, too, is that, you know, he's gotten more educated on how taking care of his body. The kid does yoga, you know, twice a week. The kid takes time to, you know, take care of his body. Right now, he's up to 185 pounds, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do that.
And then, you know, Danny Fleischer, another athlete that I train as well. Danny, you know, when Justice got hurt towards the end of the season, Danny took the role as, you know, top running back to be able to help, you know, his team get to the next level of playoffs. And Danny's a phenomenal athlete. Crazy thing was, this is his first year back to football. This was his first year back to football. And he did phenomenal. I've been training him since he was in 7th grade.
Yeah, but so much of what you do, as we talked about, is obviously there's the physical aspect, but the mental aspect of what you're doing is probably more important even than the physical, right?
Yep. That's what I take out of the training. You know, like I said, I don't just teach them to be athletes, but to be better, you know, just better for the future. Because they're going to need it when they go to college. They're going to need it when they hit the real world. And the biggest thing that I take out of it is just them feeling successful, you know, giving them that hope, giving them that dream that I can make it to the next level. Or I'm going to be taking care of, you know, what I do. I'm going to be taking care of myself. I'm going to be able to do it on my own.
That's awesome. This is for all ages, too. It doesn't have to be young, old. It doesn't matter. Jump in there.
Even for old guys like me?
Of course. Hey, look, we've been talking for a while. I said, I got you. I get you in the workout. I got you. And the biggest thing is, like you guys see right now, it's Jade Lee, phenomenal hurler. She's only a freshman right now. Best time's a 15.18. You know, she's going to New Balance Nationals as a freshman. And, you know, for her as an athlete who gets in her head a lot, she always comes to me for advice and asks, what should I do better? What can I do better? And we talk about it.
Sure.
That's the thing. I give the belief into these young athletes that they can accomplish anything. She's going to be a phenomenal, you know, next coming years, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that goes back to the mental aspect of all this, especially as an athlete. You're going to go through highs and lows.
Yes,
but it's about mentally keeping yourself prepared, which is the biggest thing.
The biggest thing for them is when they reach high school. When you're a freshman in high school, the hardest thing for you is, where am I going to find my place? You know, how am I going to stick out to the pack? How am I going to stick out and solidify who I am? And, you know, getting into training at a young age is not a bad thing. You know, starting at 8 years old, learning, you know, change direction, learning linear speed, learning the proper fundamentals of strength training.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's a heck of a lot of information in about 5 minutes or so. So you'll definitely get a lot more.
Everybody just needs to show up next.
May 17th. Be there.
Have some fun and enjoy. Hope you guys can come out. And also, thanks for tuning in and being here for the Raptors' final regular season game overall, 27-0 victory. So Avery, everybody behind the scenes, appreciate you guys. We're going to get out of here. 27-0 your final score. Again, Saturday, May 17th, 10-2. Be there or be square. Bruce Badgley, Joe. Still here, Joe. I love it. He didn't leave. Have a great night, everyone. Raptors, we'll see you in the postseason.